but they were talking about exactly what you said,
Yeah.
and they were talking about the significance of it. And I don't understand, or I'm not well versed in astrology, but it was a coinciding the Chinese New Year.
Yep.
Um,
I'm going to talk about all. I mean, I'm not going to
oh,
get
good, good, yeah,
do
yeah.
all the. I don't want to get deep into too
Mm. I
much of.
mean, just from an energetic standpoint, like what's actually happening, uh, however that works. But it was like the end of the Chinese New Year. It went from the ox to
Yes, that's what I want to talk
the
about.
water tiger.
That's it.
It the significance of the new moon in Aquarius, which I didn't totally grasp everything, but I
A
don't
lot
know. For
going
me,
on.
yeah, I mean, for me, it just so many people the intel, and as well as the coordinates of the celestial bodies. If I look at the intel of Jason and Sandra Walter and Franco, both when he was physically here and also what I picked up from him in the last 10 days. And there's other people talking about it, but everything seems to be talking about, energetically speaking, February is a huge opportunity or field of deep diving like we never have before.
It's
And then
very.
I had a lucid dream this morning, which was basically showing me the experience of what it's going to be like, or what it is on the other side of this that we're about to go through, or that we're going through. So I'm very encouraged. I feel like I just got shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
This previous show, it was just, and of course we were having the tech issues, which always
We're
reflects
still in
the,
Mercury retrograde too. That's enough. We're just about at the tail end. We're about to go direct. So
well, that's what I heard too, is that there's like 9 planets coming out of retro going into direct. And
this is the last. So Venus just went
yeah,
direct, and for the
yeah,
next 3 months, we're going to have no planets retrograding. So we have a bit of a break, which I think is good.
yeah. And then I think too, and the person that was on yesterday, and God, why can't I remember? Oh, it was a gentleman, Alan Vonkeman. Yeah. And I think it was him anyway. But the significance too of the placement or the trajectory of Venus and Mars.
Mm,
Venus, I mean, I don't know. To me, everything just sounds like the feminine energy is coming out, but not. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but like the masculine, feminine are kind of like catalyzing each other. Um, I don't know. I feel really good about what's going to happen. Although I also understand that we got to stay on our toes this month.
yeah, we really do. I mean, it's great that you brought that up about the masculine and feminine, because the month of February, if we could get into this about, that's what I wanted to talk about, because when we
Yeah.
look at the numbers, did you want to say something else before
No,
we
no,
jump?
no. I want to hear what you just said. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to hear this.
All
Yeah.
right. So everything that you brought up is perfect, because that's exactly what I want to talk about. So this month, hi everybody, by the way. Happy Chinese New Year, the beautiful water tiger. We're coming out of that ox, the metal ox, which is very deep and kind of just moving slow and
I'm an
taking
ox.
time and being. Now we're coming into this emotional, fiery watery energy with the tiger. Um, and it's perfect because this month of February is very exciting. First of all, today is new moon in Aquarius. And, Aquarius is really, all about humanitarianism, being in our freedom, not being, you know, stuck anywhere where we're told we can't do what, it's free spirited, it's charming and unpredictable, that kind of energy, and we need that right now. It's like be the fool and jump in without asking kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the new moon in Aquarius, the Chinese New Year, which is the water tiger, also Candlemas, which is the Celtic pagan holiday. It's the halfway point between winter solstice and spring equinox.
Ooh.
So it's a celebration of the light, and the first spark of spring today as well. So yeah, this water tiger, I like this energy because it gives us the opportunity to start moving forward, to start to manifest and create, because we've been in this lull with everything that's been happening on the whole planet, and the whole universe. We've really been, pushed back, stopped from, manifesting, whatever, everything happening with all the shifts and changes we've been going through. And now we're at the tail end of Mercury retrograde. Mercury will station direct, I believe, on the 4th, which is Thursday. That's the last of the planets retrograding. Now we have a 3-month period of no retrograde planets, with all this great energy coming in for February. So this is like a beautiful new beginning of blessings. That's
When
how I.
does the all the planets when there's no retrograde? When does that happen? When does that
Well,
happen?
as of Thursday, when Mercury stations direct, it'll
Mm.
still be a little bit of a shadow, but
Hmm.
that's it. There are not going to be any planets retrograding after that. We have a 3-month period from starting Thursday for the next 3 months. So,
When is the last time, if you remember? I mean, like when's the last time we had an extended period of planets strictly in direct, or whatever you call that? Not
not in
in.
retrograde. It was last year sometime, and I'd have to
Mm,
go back and look because it's been such an intense, there's been so
yeah.
many things going on that I can't keep track of things anymore. And by
Mm,
the way, I'm not an astrologer per se. I dabble in it because I
mm,
find it's a great medium
mm.
to tap into, to help with our purpose in life. And I do love it. So the month of February, tomorrow, 2022,
Mm,
is the Aquarius Gateway.
mm,
And the Aquarius Gateway, it's really about the nurturing energies of the Divine Mother and her nourishing qualities.
mm.
The constellation of Aquarius represents the water bearer or the water carrier, who appears above what's called Pisces austrinus, which is known as the southern fish, right? So this southern fish, the water is being poured from the jar of Aquarius into the mouth, into the mouth of this fish, which is all about the emotions, nourishment, cleansing, abundance, fluidity. It's the feminine qualities. But we're not leaving out the masculine because we do need that balance. Some images of Aquarius will show a male image pouring the water, and then you see the feminine image. To me, I think both are valid.
Mm.
We need the balance of the male, female, because the number 2 has to do with the feminine in the sense of, if you look at the tarot, the number 2 card in the major arcana of the tarot is the high priestess. It's intuition. It's
The number two.
the number 2. The 2 card is the high priestess in the tarot. But if you also look at the number 2, it's partnership too. You could see it as that. It can also be looked at as partnership, the male and the female energy balancing within ourselves.
Yeah,
So,
especially if there's a bunch of twos.
Yeah. So, this 2022 is a 6 year in numerology because it's the two.
Mm,
I'm gonna break it down. You got the 2, the 0, and the 22.
mm,
So the 2, as I just mentioned, represents the divine mother. It's that high priestess, very powerful force of the female, the intuitive sense of healing, compassion, harmony, empathy, and its warm, nurturing light. That beautiful beacon of hope that when we're in the darkness and we can't find our way out, she shows up to take care of us. That's what that energy is. Then you look, and you could see it also as the partnership. Then you look at the 0, right? The 0 represents the womb. In the
yeah.
tarot, it's the energy of new potential, the potentiality of something starting new, a place where we can plant a seed to create something. And I think that's a really great place. So you have the 2, you have the 0, and then you look at the number 22, which is a master number, right? It's that master builder. So from the womb, we are birthed out into new life. And, now we begin to build on the seeds that we planted that are growing as we go through the growth.
Mm,
So it's really powerful. And the number 6, when you look at that in numerology, it's the family, it's the heart. It's, I call it the embodiment of the heart frequency. I wanted to also say that if you look at the tarot, the number 6 card is actually the lovers. And there's also that partnership energy. Now, the lovers can relate to your soulmate, your twin flame, but it also represents the masculine and feminine balance within each of us.
yeah.
So we have that male female energy to balance out within ourselves. It's definitely, February is definitely a month of profound opportunities that can definitely lead to lots of transformation and really, beautiful blessings. And the significant dates to look at are definitely tomorrow, which is the 222 gateway. But I also am adding, when you put the 2 and you put the 2nd and the 22nd of February, between those dates is when it's the most potent.
Right.
So I'm adding the 11th of the month also, because if you look at the 11th, you have the 2, 11, 20, 22. That 11 is a master number, but it's also a 2
Right.
added up. So we have that. And then on the 20th of the month, that's another 2. And there's that 0, the womb, and the 2022. So that's another opportunity for the gateway of the frequencies that are coming in to receive them. Then you have the 22nd. You have that master builder. We're looking at the vibrational frequencies of the number 2 and the number 6 predominantly. There are other dates. Today is powerful because it is that new moon. We're coming into a new beginning. It's the Chinese New Year. It's Candlemas. It's a new start into something powerful and potent. And then we have tomorrow, which is the Aquarius gateway. And on the 4th, or 3rd or 4th, depending where you live, Mercury stationing direct. On the 11th is that master number coming out to that 2. So it's again that 222 gateway. On the 16th is the full moon in Leo. So it's the opposite of the new moon today. It's also powerful. The 20th is that gateway. And then the final portal of the month is the 22nd. And, I wanted to mention something because lately, you talk about the lucid dreams. I've been having the most profound dreams that are just like so real. And I really feel that, what is a dream? What is actually going on? Is it just in the mind? No, it's not. I believe we have these experiences in sleep state where we definitely travel to other dimensions. Um,
Or maybe it's because I agree with you. Like, just for example, like the last 3 nights. So 3 nights ago, I had a lucid dream. Uh, Last night I had a lucid dream, but the night before I had dreams, and I remembered them like normal dreams, where you like can't always remember them after a while, or whatever. But they were clearly the mind cataloging, and doing some of the things we do in dream state. But these lucid dreams, which a lot of people have talked about the last few months, and they certainly picked up for me, they are real experiences. The one I had last night, or this morning or whatever, it was a very real experience. I wrote about it, and there is something to that. There really is,
yeah,
and I agree with you. I feel like it's um, God, there's so much coming in right now, MaryAnne. I'm just hanging on by the seat of my pants. But
that's okay.
um,
A lot to take in.
yeah, well, yeah, that's for sure. So I'm just going to take a moment here, and you know, I know it's all self-contained. This body is the I am soul, but I also know that we have, which was, the lucid dream last night, which was that we're not alone. I know I saw Morgan wrote something about her personal experience the last couple of days, and one of the lines she said that you realize you're not alone. Um, so I call in all the ancestors and descendants,
Mhm.
backward and forward, to align with us now. I feel their presence, and just to bring some calm, and it's already happening. So thank you for letting me just ground myself for a moment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are definitely not alone. I know sometimes for the human ego mind, we can really get caught up in that separation that, oh my God, I'm alone here. But that's
No,
really
we're
not.
not. I mean, we're not. It's
No,
just,
it's not. It's an illusion.
yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
What came up for me, I've been having these really profound dreams, and sometimes I wake up and it's like I just popped out of wherever I was, and it's really fresh in memory. And what came up was that, and I've heard this from other people mentioning about their dreams. That's why I'm bringing it up because I think it's profound. Is we're really visiting with our ancestors. You know, our DNA contains our soul's wisdom and memories of all our lifetimes. And that includes our ancestors.
Right.
That includes our ancestors. And what I realized, I've been having these dreams and these experiences of, whatever I'm going through down here on this earthly plane of existence, and my ancestors are looking down on me to let me know that I'm not alone on this journey. It's also that all of the healing and struggle and challenges that I'm going through, that we're all going through, is not just for us.
Right.
It's for the ancestors. But what came up was that, I want to honor the ancestors and their ancient ways, but we are in a time that is new. We're birthing into a new paradigm, and to be open to the new paradigm that we're currently in, because the ancient ways from our ancestors are important because they're rooted. There's a story there. Without it, without roots, we're not grounded. We have no direction. But if we stay in the path of the past and don't open up to the new age of what's coming in, because new age by itself has no roots. It's new, and things can be created and manifested and birthed out, absolutely, but we need the ancient ways to come into the now to manifest and create the new. So honoring the ancestors, it's creating something new because we're navigating. And it's like this interweaving of the roots of the past and what we're creating and giving birth to now at this time. So it's a beautiful rebirthing of the ancient wisdom that lives in our soul's DNA. Um, that has so much to come through us, and anchor it into this now moment, which is beautiful because we're in an uncertainty. There's no way to know what's coming. We have ideas. We hear all the talk about, okay, we're going to have a shift of consciousness. There's going to be a solar flash and boom. Maybe, but we really only have this now. And I know it's hard sometimes because we're so programmed into, I better plan for this and I better take care of my future for this and I better make sure I have enough money and I better do this now because I won't have the time later. I just think that puts so much stress and pressure when I find myself doing it and I have to catch myself. I have to stop and say, no, right
Yeah.
now, right here,
That's right.
right
Yeah.
here, right now. And that's it. Yes, you can have it's okay to set a clear intention about what you'd like to see for the future because if something's going on right now that you're not liking, that's fine. But don't have an attachment as to how it's going to play out. We can't. We can't know that.
I did a remix. I hadn't done one in a long time. Where I play people's stuff and talk a little bit, and I was just guided to do it the other day, and usually I go about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but I ended up going 3 hours, and
Wow.
but the and I was trying a couple different things. One of the things I was trying was I had a Soul Speaks 5D with Franco a year ago, almost to the day. And so I turned it on, and then I would play, whatever, like 8 minutes or 15 minutes. And when there was a new topic or, like say uh, it was going to be expanded with the next question or whatever, I would cut it off and then I'd play like a song or, something. But the bulk of it was this interview that we were cutting in and out of the whole time, and it was Franco, and he was talking about what you're talking about. He was talking about how the future, getting overly focused on the future, and of course, and I can't explain it the way he does, but how it was basically feeding the inverted matrix, I guess would be a way to put it.
Okay.
And we know this, and I think we're making progress. I mean,
Yeah.
there's massive illumination to this planet. I think it was Sunday. I don't know if you know Pat Donworth.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
she puts out all that stuff. I don't understand it, but every now
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I'll look at it and go,
About the
Jesus.
solar
Well, the one
storm.
on Sunday, I think it was Sunday.
Yeah.
I woke up and it was all in the perfect sequence. You know how the synchronicities just come, like turning the pages in a book. And I opened it, or I went to the newsfeed, and she was the first thing up, and it said like there was 6 of these, and 3 of these, and 2 of these. It was like
There were
I ne-
18 solar flares. Yeah, something
yeah,
like
I'd never
and
seen any of her posts, which is probably 90% of the time when I would get that type of information. But I'd never seen one like that. And I said, "Oh my God, that's it right there." And of course, the experiences coincided with it. But yeah, I mean, it's just uh,
there's a lot going on.
yeah, yeah. There is a lot going on, and I don't know. To me, it's just this. We have all these complexities and everything, but it's just a matter of. And I hate to say that because we always said, "Oh, it's just you got to do this," or "It's about that," But there really is no other choice to be made, regardless of what the narrative or the experience of our story is, which is, are you going to open up your heart more today than you did yesterday? And that's it to me.
That's it.
Are you going to have more compassion with the things that you look at? And if you're looking at something, let's say I have a problem, uh, with a person who attacked me 6 months ago on Soulogy, or said things about me, or whatever the case is. Uh, how am I looking at them today as opposed to yesterday? And I've actually gone through this exercise with 4 people uh, that I haven't really talked to in a long time, just very recently. But it's like, can I have a deeper compassion for my judgment, self judgment, judgment of my brother or sister? Um, can I have, can I put myself in their shoes? Can I understand, or at least give it a shot? You know what I mean? Can I get out of my own bullshit, my own mind, and can I do that? I don't
Yes.
know. It just keeps coming back to the heart, and we have these
That's so true. That's
yeah we
coming
ha-
up for me too.
yeah we have these cliches
Yeah.
and these sayings and these adages, but it's really that,
Put
it's
yourself
not.
in that person's pain that
Well,
they're in. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, just understanding that we're all going through the same thing. I don't give a shit what it looks like. I don't give
That's
a
right.
shit if you're a man or a woman. I don't give a shit about that.
That's true.
There is a there's an something that's happening, and there's so many ways to describe it, but there's something happening that's that's opening our hearts one way or the other, right?
Well, this is the year of the heart. The number 6, that 2022 is a 6 in numerology. That is the heart. And we are being certainly put in opportunities and situations, whether it's a good, positive, loving energy, or is it a painful energy to have to go to that place of the heart and really just take a look deep inside, you know, oh, I hurt this person, or oh, this person hurt me, oh, what was I thinking? Okay, well, forgive yourself, because we're human, and all right, we do have to be accountable, but we're none of us are perfect.
Yeah,
We do things, and yeah, we have to look at the other people as if, oh gosh, if I were in that place that that person is experiencing right now, would I want to be treated badly? Would I want somebody to turn around and say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you're having a tough time? Yeah, I mean, we have to try to look at that, and say, yeah, this is happening to all of us. We're being put in situations that, how much deeper can I go into my heart space with
hmm
this situation?
yeah. I
Yeah.
got a I guess, like a personal download a few days ago, and it was because we've all served love in a conditioned manner
Yeah.
where we've depleted ourselves, and the transmission was, um, nothing can impede or diminish the power of a pure heart intention, even if it's just thoughts I'm sending forward. Um, Nothing. And now we have the regulator, or the heart, the heart detector of whether we're um, depleting ourselves, and that's okay too. It's just being able to have that clarity. But I really feel
Oh,
like that when as the heart's opening up more and more, that we do forget that we've grown in compassion, we've grown in forgiveness, we've grown in not judging, and so on. And I feel like we've made a tremendous amount of progress. And because of all the energy that we have coming down, like that thing on Sunday,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think we don't have that short term memory. That's one of the things that Franco would talk about. We're going to lose our short term memory, so we don't have those points of context. And I think we
That's
forget.
happening a lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
with the
but we
short-term
forget how much progress we've made, and as souls, and I think that's, for me,
We have
it's
to start
yeah,
honoring ourselves for showing up here, taking this journey. I
yeah,
mean, when I tune in to my ancestors, my guides, my tribe. They just look and say, you know, we honor you. You're the ones that showed up to come down here and take on this journey, which is no small task by any means. I mean, let's face it, it's no joke down here. And yet, the gratitude to be here at this time in humanity, even with the struggles and the challenges and the difficulties and all the crap going on, it's like, what an honor. What a privilege to be here. Yeah, it can be really shitty sometimes. Yeah. But what comes out of the darkness is a bright golden light. That's where it's born, when we have to go down into the underworld and face the pain or face the misery,
Well,
the challenge.
well,
You know?
you would know that better than most people, in my opinion, with what you've gone through, and I mean, I think too that we're as the days go by, we're I guess allowing, or if it's happening to us, I don't know how to explain it, but that energy's doing the talking now, and regardless of what the words are, I could yell and scream at you right now, or say I love you, or whatever the case is, but the energy is it's telepathy, I guess, is what you
Yeah,
might call it or describe it. But yeah, I feel really good about what's happening. I feel like we've not taken backward steps. I mean, the whole time I've been involved in these communities for 10 plus years, but there's just something really, really magical happening and available, and I mean, that's not bullshit. I
I
look at
agree.
you, and I look at you, and I look at other people. One of the things I learned on the streets was, I was on the streets. I was homeless. I lost my family. I lost everything. Right? I lost everything, even my own self, even my own integrity, everything. And but I met people who had it far worse than I did. You know, at least I had 50 years of a quote unquote normal life to that point. These people had been on the streets for years and years. I didn't even know this until I went homeless, but I think it was in the 90s with Bill Clinton. They did something with legislation, and they basically kicked all these people out of the psychiatric hospitals.
Yes, they
And there
did.
are a big number of the people that are on the streets, including veterans and so on. But I just got off the fucking pity pot very quickly, I might add, like within days, because I knew this was an environment I was going to be in, and I knew it, for some way, I knew it was telling me something. So not only did I see that people have it far worse than I did, far worse. Like I put myself in the minimal, like in the like at the bottom of the ladder. And then the other thing I realized too is how the soul shines through more in that environment. For me, anyway, I could
Oh
see
my
it.
God,
I
yeah.
could see it more than I did in the boardrooms I was in, or the businesses I was in, or even other things. It was just such a powerful way to kick my ass and get me back in line.
Well,
With
it's that darkness that helps us really see the light and really get a feel and understanding of the light when we're in the dark.
yeah, that's
That
right.
that's true. I mean, that's
That's
been
that's
my
that's
experience.
right. And it's like in your situation, I mean, you still cry, and you still, you have all these things happen, and but you get closer to your soul.
Oh,
It's just like, and so I look at that. I look at that like, what are we all going through now? It's shadow, 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 shadow. And I don't mean that that's the dominant thing, but the days of walking around going, hey, I'm good, I'm all right, I'm going to present this, and I'm going to present that, and everyone's going to think I'm okay. You're not fucking okay. There's shadow everywhere. I have shadow. Everyone has shadow.
That's right.
And what you just said and what you've experienced and what you exemplify with your connection and your transformational relationship with cancer is exactly what I'm talking about. It's no different in terms of the frequent or the energetics. It was an opportunity, and you could have said, "I'm done. I'm ready to go," but you didn't. And the value is in the shadow. And so
Yeah,
I
I know
just
my shadow and my light better than I ever have, I have to say.
well, your energy speaks it. Your energy speaks it. So,
Do
but I
I
think
am I done here? Am I done with learning? No, of course not. As long as I'm in this body breathing on this planet, I'll always have something to
I
face.
have a feeling that it's that way for the soul, no matter what,
Oh, it
no
is.
matter where,
Absolutely.
no matter where you are, right?
I mean, I hear people say to me, "Oh, just forget about it and move on and it's over now." And it's like, it doesn't work that way. I mean, I don't want to stay in the dungeon of it and wallow in it by any means. And like you said, have a pity party. No.
Mm,
But those darkest times is what helped me love myself.
yeah,
Without it, I would have never ever taken the dive into my heart, into the deepest pain that I have endured in this life. Without it, I would not know it. I would not know it.
that's
It's
right.
not possible.
And I think for me, uh, I'm not healed from the dark episodes because there's no healing to be done.
Mm,
I'm not detached from the dark episodes because uh, they're a part of me, and they're a really special part of me. I said this on the previous show that I love most in myself my shadows now, and that has translated
beautiful.
into um, my appreciation and reverence for the shadow in the world and in others. And I don't look at it the same now. It is it's it. It's the it.
You're
It
absolutely right.
the sh-
That's so
the
beautifully said.
the shat. I mean, really think about it. Like uh, the unknown, right? The unknown is the mother's womb, and that's what the shadow is.
That's
The
it.
shadow. The shadow. We look at it, or we're in it, and we go, it's this.
You
You
can't
know,
be without it. It's not when I hear people
yeah,
say, "Oh, kill the shadow or get
yeah.
rid of your shadow," I'm like, that's not possible. As not until you take your last breath, perhaps. But while you're still breathing and alive in this body, your shadow, to me, when I look at my shadow, it's like that little orphan child that's lost and doesn't know which way to go and where is everybody and why am I here alone and why isn't somebody loving me like they love the light? What about me?
Yeah.
What
What
about
about
my
me?
rage? What about my anger? What about the fucking worst part of me, the awful parts of me? Like you said, that
Mm.
that draconian reptilian part of me that's nasty and ugly. Why don't I get to be loved? Why am I seen as, oh, that's dark and negative? I don't believe in such a
Mm-mm.
thing that
Mm-mm.
our emotions are not negative. They're part of our human existence.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Well, I mean, and they're not ugly anymore. That's my point. They're not ugly anymore. I
Mm-mm.
had this lucid dream I had 3 nights ago. It was something really amazing happened because it was basically just short version. It was my feminine and my masculine came to me in toddler form.
Wow.
I'd never even conceived something like that. So I had the whole experience. And then, the day went on. And then I realized something. I realized that I had been in the sensation or the field or whatever you want to call it,
Mm.
dimension or space. I had been there before. And I had been there before I incarnated with these children and with Soul Family. And I had been there in this incarnation. And you know when it was? It was when I was mostly on the streets, when I was in my darkest moments, when
Yes.
I connected with the light in my darkest moments. And I said, okay, wait a minute. This is different because I've never been in dimension and I've never been in this physical experience where I've actually had these two toddlers with me. And yet it feels exactly the same as it did when I was, homeless on the street in the middle of the night, crying and connecting with the Mother Goddess, or however you want to put it, being in the holy darkness. And I thought, oh, okay, so like all these things came like that. Well, they were there. They were there at that time. You just didn't
I
see them.
call those the little orphans that are tugging on us, saying, "Please pay attention to me. I'm here too."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what that feels like. And we are living on a planet of polarity, and yet you have to have both to know the other. And if we can find that balance, like you said, there is, if you want to see it as there are no ugly parts. It's just what the mind, oh, that's ugly and dark and
That's what I
scary.
mean. That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
it's because we were programmed into
Yeah,
believing that. Yeah,
that's
maybe I am dark and different looking than you, the
yeah, but
light.
it's not
But
that's what I
they,
mean. That's what I mean. If we find ourselves in the dark, in that void, we don't and we've all had these experiences. Like I remember having a lucid dream years ago, and it was this whole thing was happening. All of a sudden I heard this pop, and I'm just basically in this darkness, right? And I thought to myself in the dream, I went, oh, am I in hell? And it was like, no, you're just here. So why would we continue to look at the shadow, which is the darkness, which is the holy darkness, which is the mother's womb, which is where conception occurs? Why would we go any longer looking at the shadow when it's simply a reflection or a fractal of that? Why now? Because now we've come this far and we know that when we're in this space, this is when we're about to have a cosmic orgasm and the child is born.
that's right.
So
And I used to be a birth doula,
really.
and I used to, help the mother in her time of her laboring and her pain, and watching that baby crown and realizing not so much then, because when you're in it, and I was much younger. Now, when I think back at those moments when the baby was crowning and struggling to get out, part of that soul wanted to stay there, didn't want to come out, wanted to be in that dark, warm place of the unknown, because that's all it kind of knew. It doesn't know what's out there. I don't know if I want to go out there. I mean, I was told in a reading I had once, you did not want to come out of your mother's womb. And it's true. My mother said, oh my God, we had to get forceps to get you out. I mean, it was like, I did not. I said, yeah, of course I didn't want to come out to this crazy life, this family that I came into now that I love them more than ever. But yeah, I do feel that that womb space, that dark, fertile soil, when I take people down into the earth womb, when I'm doing sessions and teaching some classes with people, to go down, come out of your mother's womb. But before you come out into the light, dive down into the earth womb of Gaia and see what kind of experience you have down there with her. And the first time I did it, when I was working with a mentor, and it was powerful.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, if I had only known about this years ago, but okay, never mind, it's happening now. It was profound because all the fear and the anxiety that's been living in my nervous system for who knows how long, probably since I was in my mother's womb, to go down into Gaia's womb and just completely surrender into the warmth and softness, and just let all that pain, all that fear, just give it to her. Let her take it, so that when you birth back out, you're not who you were when you went down.
Yeah.
It's the story of Inanna, the Sumerian goddess who goes down to meet her dark sister, which I believe is the shadow of ourselves.
Yeah.
And she goes down to meet her dark sister and loses everything, her beautiful crown, all her jewels, her beautiful adornments, everything she had on her to be stripped away, to go down to meet Erishkigal, her dark sister, who is, I believe, the dark aspect of ourselves.
Yeah.
And she's left to rot to death on a meat hook. And then these two little beings come in and start to put life back into her, and she starts to come back to life, and then she starts coming back up, and all of the beauty and the adornments are now returned to her, but in a very different way. She's not who she was when she went down into that underworld, and that's what's happening in Ascension. We are not who we were, and it can be daunting to the mind, because your ego is trying to figure out, what the heck is happening to me down here? What is
Mm.
this? And I had this happen earlier today. I said, wait a second, you know better. Why are you even going there?
Yeah.
And I just stopped myself and said, okay, it's okay if you're trying to figure this all out. You can do that, but I'm going
Yeah.
to let you do that, and I'm going to get on with what I got to get on with.
Yeah.
And within that, it just kind of shifted. It was like, boom.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot to that because, that old saying, the crazy aunt or uncle in the attic, right?
Yeah.
I see that part of me, which I hold in the same reverence as all the other parts of me, which we might call the ego. Um, it's it's the one that created it. It's like
Exactly.
we don't we these are what are the things we don't want to admit? What are the things that Todd
What are
doesn't
we
like?
avoiding?
Yeah, and that's why I was saying, like, on the last show, when I heard from the universe when I was homeless, it said, like, the world's everyone's going to know everything you ever did, thought, everything, and it scared the shit out of me. But it's just as quickly as it did, and I accepted it because I thought, well, I don't know how this is going to happen, but I know what I'm hearing is true. I mean, it's like is all everything I've ever written or said on the internet in messages and whatever going to be put out in some big forum or something. I mean, I didn't know how it was going to go, but I knew it was true. And in that moment when I accepted it, I got the rest of it. Well, it's true for everybody, And but this like, I don't know. I mean, and I think this has a different meaning today, 10, 11 years later, because um, I'm really seeing how in our efforts to be authentic, which carries two things. What am I presenting that's from a place of, like, trying to get something back, and what am I presenting as me? This is why I come on the show and I almost burst into tears, like on this episode, or I just feel like it's important. It's part of my purpose to come out no matter what state I'm in.
Mhm.
And but what I'm saying is we're in the age of it's not even about transformation anymore. It's just about transparency.
Yeah.
And that's a really, really gigantic boulder or set of boulders about to drop on the head of the ego aspect of us, because
Just
but
step
it's
into
really
it. It's
it's
like
it's
waiting for us. Just
yeah,
walk right into it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, because it's really not that. It's like getting a shot and you think it's going to hurt, and then you go, oh, that's it. Yeah.
I have to just show you something. I just got my new toy called the Mystic Martian Oracle deck, and it's all about the galactics. You guys have to get these. It's so much fun.
The
My
mystic
inner child is having so
Martian.
much fun. The first card I picked was Ouroboros, which is the dragon or the snake eating its own tail. Perfect timing for I
Well,
mean, this
there
is
it
what
is.
I'm talking
There
about.
it is.
I'm going to pick one
Wait,
for you, Todd.
Ouroboros, that's me. That's
Yeah, I'm
the
going to pick one.
13th.
I'm going to put this one back in, and I'm going to pick
Yeah.
one for you. Let's see what
I
the
just
galactic.
realized what that was. The Ouroboros is the 13th
That's
zodiac sign. That's
totally you.
actually my birthday falls in that period, which is Yeah.
All right, I'm going to play around with these, and you're going to tell me when you're ready for me to pick one.
All right. I'm going to say, what can I use? There we go. There it is. Boom, right there.
Okay. Oh, you got the grays.
That's okay. I'm digging
Right.
the grace.
All right.
So what do they say? What comes from that? What is that?
Well, the grays, this is also kind of shadow energy, but it's having to do with, they can be a little intimidating. They're different than the smaller grays that they talk about. Um, I'm still learning this deck because I just got it, but from my experience with the grays, I mean, you hear people say, "Oh, they're not really nice. They're kind of, again, it's the aspects we avoid.
Mhm.
That's the aspects that we're avoiding that we all do because we all have that." Um, I'm going to pick one more for you, just because it feels right. Oh my God, you got the short grays, boy! You got the grays.
Well,
You got
Morgan and I ran into the short grays in Hawaii. We saw, yeah, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I've integrated in my heart the
no.
worst of the worst, at least
It's
up until now. I
definitely
don't know if it gets worse, but yeah,
it's definitely you accepting, or you were just saying about accepting all of it,
yeah,
and
I accept it
this
all.
is a clear indication that you are totally. That's what I'm getting intuitively without looking at the cards or the book in the card. Is that you
Well, what
really
do we know what I'm getting? I'm getting that it's not black or white,
right?
good or bad, dark or
Nope,
not, light
nope.
or dark. It's gray.
That's it.
That's it. It's
All
gray. The sea of infinite soul soup is a gray color as all the colors mix. It's
you
just
got a little
gray.
alien there in the box too that comes out.
Far out, far out.
I had so much fun playing with these the other day. Oh my gosh. Well, should we? I don't know how much time we have left, but is there anything
We're-
else you want to go over, or you want me to offer a blessing on this incredibly powerful day, and to bring us into where we're headed for the rest of the month?
yeah, we can do that. I was gonna say something.
Go ahead.
Uh, it was just on the tip of my tongue. The grays. I don't know. Yeah, I think that it would be good to do something. Yeah.
I have a crystal bowl here. That's the Lemurian seed energy, which is that pure essence of who we are that we sometimes forget. And everybody just take a moment and let that energy kind of permeate your cells. And just take a moment to allow these beautiful frequencies as the Mother, Father, God that lives within each of us, that's already here, that we don't even have to call in because we are. We are this frequency, we are this light, this beautiful force of creation. We are everything above, below, behind us, in front of us, everything in between, all around. The ancestors are already here. The Mother, Father, God is already here. The beautiful essence of this energy just opens up, and all we have to do is step right in. It's our birthright. It's our time to shine. As the frequencies from within each of us, our own beautiful essence, our own beautiful DNA, no matter what it's been through in all of our soul's journey, it's all in perfect divine order, just as it is. There's nothing wrong, nothing right. It just is. Asvur vishani kasuma jai kiat sotsonia jaralu kasundar. Meshagasur vasendira ishkasando shemaira. Ansur vaneshakatur ikishimiaro sonavura. Halwa pishandar ushemakasur vi sendi kashidara. Halwa shemayai. Asuna, asura, ura, misha katar, urva nasheaya. Kiaratum bijiza kusa ravashaidar. Mashunai azen azira yeshakyasur itaru rashakatoya. Halwa beshanai ira mashavar urva sind ira kashisea tira sai so. Helua shikazur vandere samaishara antara usazar urvishenya. Alua niarad, advarad, arukasura, ishamatura, ije si. Hulaiaro no samaya gosorovo sendar urbishai iya. Breathe into your hearts. We are in the shift of the highest frequency. Ashumazai ikashamatar urvashemisia isia. Isi. So much is clearing away. All of the old paradigm is now releasing. No longer do we need to hold on to what does not serve us, but to be open and accepting of the beautiful soul that you are right now in this moment. You are Esokushamasa kusamudira inchariyanasa kusia si. Ashemiara, honor your journey, your beautiful, powerful journey. Meshakasur anisha miyanisa ishakasanuta, as you walk forward, living in this now time, remembering to enjoy life, even when the challenges come up. Let that be what it is, they say. Let it be. Don't try to change it or fix it. You are not broken. Goromosondari ishakasuri vinyananuniya shai kasua. Azur viasar vuria kashaduria insarakusura kasakusuri vashamata. Meshukusur Enturi vishimianina zunzia shimiano no Oriakata Ajur Yaman Urvasam, Mother, Father, God, Ojimiara Nusa Kushia, Haluaya, Asuai Viaro Nashea Waza, Anshuriata, Okata. You are blessed. You have the power and the pulse frequency of a very beautiful essence that is of love. The beautiful frequency of the all-encompassing love vibration as you step forward into life. Every day, open your heart. Open your heart. Keep walking forward. Step into your power. Ground it in. And be not concerned if you have trouble grounding. It is okay. This is the way it is to be. Everywhere you go, there you are. We are so proud of you. We always walk with you. We wish for you to know. We honor your wisdom, your beautiful soul's light and the dark, the merging of the two. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Blessed be, amen. Mother, Father, God, we thank you. And breathe. Make sure you drink lots of water.
My mic was off. Thank you for that. Wait a minute. I think. Yeah. Well, so I had this thought. I think that when I was on the street, certain things were reawakening me. Um, One of them was I never really cared what people thought. That wasn't a big deal. That wasn't a big one. It was I would say like no fear of death.
Mm,
Which, if you look at the energy of no fear of death, it's no fear of what people think. It's
right.
no fear of embarrassing myself. It's no fear of fear. So, and I realized, I do a lot of shows, and I'm just sharing this with people because of that dream I had 3 nights ago that said you see it, you experience it, and you share it. Those are all one and the same thing.
Mm,
My friend Ty Hudnall says, it's a true download when it's instantly shareable. Um, so, I'm just trying to be transparent here and do the right thing. But, so a lot of my experiences through the show and all the things attached to it, I guess, like just messaging people and people asking for things and my responsiveness or non-responsiveness or my light, my dark, whatever. But one of the things what just popped into me right now is that over 3,200, I think we're about 3,200 shows.
wow.
I've been all over the place. If you go back to the early days, and especially, and but like this platform is a buffet, and I've had many people tell me I can't watch every show, or I don't like that show, or I don't like that person, or whatever the case is, and or whatever, whatever. But I have to say in myself, there are certain things that I resonate with more than others.
Right.
But I don't know what was said in that transmission because I don't speak that language in the cognitive sense of understanding it. But what I got was that, like, I fully received that. And it's not about you, this is just about the transmission
Mm,
in a way that I'd never really received anything. And what it was basically saying to me, I'm going to try to put it into words, was accept the intention, right? Accept the intention, not just here. I'm talking about every moment. Accept the intention of what's being offered.
mm,
Accept it. Just accept it. It's not about the content, and it's not about the medium, and it's not about the person or the governmental institution, or accept the intention. So there's kind of a dual kind of a message that I getting out of it. One is discernment,
mm,
like I am the whole entire universe. This is the part I like to play in over here. It doesn't mean I have anything against the part over here. It just means this is the part I like to play in. I can go wherever I want to go, and this is where I like to be. You can call it a home frequency. So, like a discernment of what you are and and then also to be able to receive the heart expansion um, from whatever or whoever is expressing to you, because everything external of me is the universe expressing to me, right? And if I look at, because I remember Morgan writing a post years ago about Jesus and saying Jesus didn't heal anybody. The person healed themselves. And you know this as a practitioner. I mean, you open up your field as far as you can to the best of your ability, and then ask the other to do the same.
Right.
So there is some type of merging that must happen in that moment. But whoever is receiving potentially, which both are actually, but I mean, in the formal state of, say, the client, I'm basically the client in every moment. And how open am I to what is being offered? Because it's not about the context.
Right.
I've used this example about the show for a long time because I understand it, because it's always an energetic experience. This was a really big one, MaryAnne, and this whole show. But like the I'm healing. My heart expanded in this example, which was the
Mm.
theme of the transmission. I received this intention, and that's how the healing was done, so to speak. Right? That's how he healed, because there was an openness to receive, which is really emerging in a oneness, really. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said I don't have to call anybody in, because we're all here. It's
Yeah.
all us. It's
Yeah.
all within us.
Yeah.
It really is. It's within us. It's in our DNA. It's in our history. It's in, the wisdom is within. All right
I
here.
guess this worked out perfectly. Having
Yes.
this, I screwed up for everybody to know. I screwed.
No,
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 there's
no.
no such
Well,
thing.
I'm talking. That's just the narrative. That's the story. The story was that I didn't write down on the calendar, which I've done many times. And anyone that's ever tried to schedule a show with me, it's like a crapshoot. That's why Morgan is much better. Not to mention just also in frequency wise, uh, but it was. This is a really powerful period. I think that must have come through in the last 2 3 days in these lucid dreams. Interesting enough, I saw two things. One was while I was having this lucid dream period, the last 3 days. Well, the one 3 days ago about these toddlers. And then I'm still getting messages and comments from people that at the same time we're dreaming about children or a child aspect. So there must be something to that. We must have, as a group, crossed a certain threshold, um, or exposed ourselves enough to realize that they're in us or whatever. And then the other thing I saw was kind of like how Morgan writes about things, like on a personal level that kind of explain what's going on, or at least
Mm,
she says this is what I'm getting, and all the people that aligned with that.
yeah.
So it was both
Yeah.
the hard, I said the boots on the ground experience, and then of course that was kind of her thing, and then like mine's more this lucid dream thing, but yet everybody, it's like a parallel that's one and the same thing: the human, the soul, right?
Yeah, those toddlers, when you were talking about that, what also came to me, because I've been having a lot of stuff with the inner child. It's like, don't forget to play. Don't forget to allow your innocence to be expressed, to really like tap into that beautiful soul, the innocence of the soul. Because just because we grow up into adults, that child is still there to remind us of who we really are. That's what I've been experiencing lately.
Well, it is who we are.
And that when you were talking about
It
those
is who we are.
toddlers, that's what it,
Somebody was on two, three. I don't know. In the last few days, somebody was on the last few days, and I'm thinking that's where it happened. I don't know anything right now, but so what happened was they were speaking about Oh, I know what it was. I know what it was. And again, don't get caught up in the context. Get caught up in the energy of what was being trying to come out or whatever. So they were saying that we don't need to worry about the adults, only worry about the children. And and it was in context of that the children are innocent and they're being all that stuff, right? And I thought to myself, bullshit. We're all children.
That's right.
We're all children. It doesn't matter if you're by linear years 111 years
That's
old or
right.
you're 1 hour old.
That innocence is the
Yeah,
God source in us.
yeah,
That
yeah.
beautiful, when that baby is born, going back to when I was a doula, when
Mm,
that baby came out of the mother's womb, it was the holiest experience
yeah,
I've ever had. Like, oh
yeah,
my God, did I just see this?
yeah,
I'm so upset because I never got to birth a child. And I know, of course, that is my soul's doing, and I trust it. But oh man, I was like, oh, I want to do that. I don't care how fucking painful it is. That is the most holiest, powerful experience to watch that beautiful
yeah.
blessing just come out like that.
S-
Oh,
somebody was on last week. See, all this stuff's converging, and they were on the subject, and I and it was along the lines of what I just said about the two like the posts Morgan put out and the posts I was putting out, and how different they were, but they're the same, right? And so they were talking about uh, that, and we were swimming in this same kind of frequency pool. And I said, I've been present for 5 births, and all the in uh, let's see, some of those were C-section. Yet that same thing that you're talking about occurs. It doesn't matter.
right.
Okay, but the ones that were um, natural, like the parallel of the pain
Yeah.
and what you're describing.
Yeah.
It absolutely shocked me to watch the mother of my child birthing this baby, which in itself was so miraculous
It
and mind
is.
blowing, especially the first time I saw that happen from the birth canal. Uh, but at the same time, I was very aware of the human boots on the ground experience that this individual was going through. And yet there was some type of paradoxical neutrality, whatever you want to call gray area that it all met, right? And so it was about a week ago. Somebody was on here, some lady, I can't remember who it was. So yeah, I'm really happy that we got to meet at this point, at
Yeah.
this
This is
time, and
the perfect
not
day.
later in the month. It's a great way to kick off the. I feel both things. I feel the raw, human boots on the ground.
Yes.
Um, just I feel it. I feel it all. I
And
feel
let
all of it.
yourself be have I
Yeah,
mean, your soul came here to feel and
that's right. Yeah,
experience and know it all through the
yeah,
direct experience.
yeah.
It's a
So
gift.
it's like it's like I'm that. Like I'm feeling all of that,
Yep.
which is very which is unique to the human. Like our aspects, like you said, those that haven't come down here, those that we work with, they can't feel what we're feeling. This
No,
is the gold. But at the same time,
that's
in
right.
this moment, as we go into February, I feel like the other thing that you were describing, the energy of the crown coming out and the birthing and you know what I mean?
That's
Like
what ascension is. We
it's
are
yeah,
rebirthing ourselves. We are
yeah,
helping Mother Gaia to go through her rebirth, but at the same time, we're feeling those pains, those labor pains, that
mm,
crowning, when we have those headaches from the solar flares. That's like, here it comes. It's like
mm,
going through the birth canal. The best thing you could do is honor it and nurture yourself and take care of yourself.
yeah,
I can't say it enough. Take salt baths, get out in nature, eat some nice comfort food, watch a funny movie, create, get together with your best friend or your partner or your child, your pet. We're here to merge with each other, to know each other through these experiences that we don't get when we're in soul form. That's a different experience.
Yeah.
The soul craves, even in the pain that it's in, it wants to know it, it wants to feel it. And that is, I feel that's what it is. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Um, it can be
Holy.
challenging. It can be
No,
not
it's
comfortable, but hey, there's no other way.
yeah. Yeah,
Thank
Franco used to say that when he was receiving souls, on the other side, and the many things that he did, that had committed suicide by human terms, which he said that's not it's not the same thing.
you.
It's not a bad thing. It's just they
No,
chose to go out,
right.
and but he said that in every single case, that the very instant that they came to, the first thing that they said always was the same, which is holy, I don't know if they cuss up there, but like holy shit, I want to go back. Like that feeling part of what we're going through that we see as shadow and we judge and everything. This is actually the that paradoxical gray area that
Yeah,
we could call it 0 point, or I call it the soul highway, but
yeah,
yeah. So, hey, I
absolutely.
love you. Thank
Oh,
you
I
for
love you.
being.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much. And please support Soul Speaks 5D, everyone. Thank you, Todd, for creating the platform for us to have a voice and to come together and be together as family, because I wouldn't want to be down here without any of you. I'm so grateful that we're all here together, even if we don't get to physically see each other or be with each other. Just to know that we're all here together is what it's what makes my heart sing. So, mwah, much love to everyone. Thank you so much.
yeah. Thank you very much. We'll see y'all later. Maybe come back on later today. I don't know. Right now, I'm going to go on